when Tupac put together the Outlawz, he gave each member a name that was an enemy of the United States. Is that pretty much correct?
That is accurate, my brother.
That's accurate. Okay. So number one, what was the reason of doing that?
It kind of all started with a record called Outlaw, which was the last track on Me Against the World. Pac wanted to kind of go in a different direction from as far as with groups. Prior to us, it was Thug Life.
Right.
You know what I mean? And the group that we were in, we had another name. You know what I'm saying? So we did the record Outlaw, and then it just kind of stuck with us. He went to jail, and while he was in jail, he was reading a lot of books. You know what I mean? And when we would come to visit him, we would just talk about a lot of the shit that he was reading, and, you know, just kind of build on the information that he was getting. And that's when he was just like, yo, going forward, you know, we're gonna be the Outlaw Immortalz. And I'm taking the name Machiavelli. And we all gonna have aliases, you know what I'm saying? But instead of picking aliases of, at the time it was real popular to pick an Italian alias or, you know, a Cuban alias or something like that. And he was like, nah, we're gonna take actual people that we know this country despises, you know what I mean? Because we feel like as a young black male, we are despised in this country. So we're gonna take it a step further and put it even more in their face. You know, you're gonna be Castro, and you're gonna be Gaddafi, and you're gonna be Hussein, and you're gonna be E.D.I. And some of us picked our own name, and some names he picked himself, you know what I mean? And that's just how, you know, it all came together.
How much did Pac really feel that the government was out to get him? And, you know, how he just, you know, didn't completely feel at home in the United States?
Well, you know, I don't want to speak for Tupac, but I'll speak for myself and our experiences together. You know, it's already widely known the family that he came from and the political figures that was in his family that were, you know, on the opposite side of the government and the law and fighting for change and, you know, injustice and all that type of shit.
Yeah.
And that's the background he came from. So with the name that he has, you know, it's a person with that same name that is still on the FBI's most wanted list to this day. You know, they actually upped the bounty for Asada a few years ago. They still want her to this day.
Yeah.
So he shared that last name, not only her, you know, you go back further, it's Lumumba, it's Mutulu, his stepdad, and he always knew that with that name, you know, he would always be a target. He's always gonna be watched. And then not only does he have that last name, now he's famous. He's a public figure. They don't have to look for him.